Hey guys, long time no see, eh? Alright then, Victor 826 here, what's going on? Sorry I've been, for the lack of absence being around, but I've been very busy as you can tell. Alright, well let's get started. Alright, these two, we got a Tecumseh there, that I've got to put another engine on because I can't get the primer bulbs for these things anymore. So I better do something about it. So that's going to be after Christmas. Then we've got that little Exceed there. All that needs is a throttle cable and probably a look at the Kobe. I think that's about it. This little lawn beetle. This one here I did get it to go, but I think the governor spring's stuck, so it revs its guts off. So anyway, well that's a few things that are going. Now you see this grate here. I'll zoom up for you. Let you have a good look. That there has been welded. What I'm planning to do, this was off our old Normsman fireplace that was in the lounge room. So what I was actually thinking of doing on the other side is welding some pipes there, and that just sits over my fire drum, because we tested it out, me and Leslie, and at Leslie's farm. And we ate some rabbit. It was really nice. Cooked up some rabbit. It was really good, and it tastes really good. Alright, so that works out well. I mowed my lawn a couple of days ago, so it looks spotless for Christmas. Except for that back corner, I'll deal with that later on. The old slasher, still haven't actually put that engine on in the back here, because, well, I don't need it yet. I don't need that little 4 horsepower yet, because the 3.5, sure, she's a bit tired, but don't worry, things will happen. When it eventually does blow up or can't be fixed anymore, I'll put another one on there and pull her apart for parts, so it'll be good. Alright, now I've got most of my racing mower stuff out here. Well, I've got to put it up in there out of the weather. I just haven't had time. Now I will. Alright. And I've got some Rio steel, if I haven't informed you in my other videos, so now my plough can be continued. And the cocks and one of the customers' ride-on tractors over there on the left, and there's the old cocks there. Here's the old Victor 834E, and yes, I haven't done much with the Victor 826 because I haven't had a lot of time. Because the thing is, I mean, I've actually printed up business cards now, so I got lawn mowing, I got scrap metal removal, also I build things, I make things, so I'm a very busy bloke. So I suppose, got to do what I can. Yeah, so there's a few updates for you. And alright, well now we'll move on to the shed. Got a little update for you in here. Hang on a sec. Get this open. Here we go. Okay. Now you remember that little air compressor tank that was there? Well, that's what she looks like now. All primed and painted, all primed up. About 3 coats of primer. Looks real nice. It's got a hell of a long way to go though. I'm going to make it into a John Deere air compressor. So, now the only thing is I just got to paint that, because damn, this thing looks good. I mean, I'm not the best painter in the world, but it does look damn good. Alright, so that's another one. Hang on a sec. There we go. Bit of a ghetto lock to get this thing to shut. There's a few other things. Oh yeah, and the only thing that needs really rebuilding on that air compressor is, the compressor itself. Naughty boy, shouldn't be touching that. My dog likes to nick off with a lot of things, so got to really be wary of what he does. Bloody moron. Anyway, oh well, this chainsaw, I got it off one of my mates. I'm actually fixing it for him. It's missing the back cover off the air cleaner. And he wants it before next year during wood season. So all I've got to do is just clean it all up, and make sure it's going to work properly. Shouldn't be a problem. Also, I'm doing some work to this old steel brush cutter. The throttle was seized, so now it works fine. It didn't have any pull start, so now it's got one, and I rebuilt that one myself. I redid the spark plug lead from the magneto, so now it actually contacts the spark plug, and I put a new clip there. So I've been busy. All it needs now is a fuel tank, fuel lines that go up to the carbine in here, and she should be right to go. So yeah, well, I've been doing quite a bit. That little compressor there goes to the one that's in the shed. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear this, but I don't know if you can see it either, but yeah, it's got a bit of play in it, but I'll see what I can do with it. Alright, but well, that's a little bit's been happening. We'll go up the back a bit more and see what else I can show you. Aha, I've got something I can show you. Go out the back here, and in my wood heap for the moment, I'll pull all that out so I can clean it. I've also been making my own charcoal in my burner, so when I do my forge, well, I'm actually going to be building a forge, so I'll go out the front and talk a bit about that in a minute. So I've actually been building, going to build it, and also burning my own charcoal. So old wood that I find laying around, or people give old wood to me, well, it does help, and it works out a lot, and you know, you don't have to spend money on wood, so that's another easy option. Alright, well, what I've got in this little pot, this is my worm farm, and I've started this this year, and all I'm doing is just, you know, feeding them like potato peelings, apples, bananas. I'm actually using cardboard at the moment, so yeah, they've actually multiplied. So now, for those people who don't know, worms are actually hermaphrodites. They're boy and girl, so they're both. So once they get to a certain age, one they'd be a male when they're young, and certain age they'd be a girl. So they sex change. So they have a sex change. So if people here didn't know about that, well, there's something interesting. But yeah, well, I'll let you know. So this is update 1 for the worm farm. So I'll let you know what's been going on, and if they multiply anymore. So that's something else. Alright, now that's out the back done. Oh, just before we finish out the back, because I've got a few toys out the front I want to show you. Alright, well, here's all the charcoal that I've been making out of my little fire drum over there. So I'll zoom up for you. So just that little one there by me racing mower, and the burner. Yep, that's the burners. Yeah, I'll get into that more on in winter time when it's not so warm, because you know, fire restrictions and that. And of course, finally for the back here, before we go out the front, I've actually done a little bit to it. I've removed the fuel tank that was there in the last video, so I have been doing little tiny bits and pieces to it, but a lot more is going to happen during 2014. Alright, well, now we'll head out the front and I'll show you what's going to happen. That's alright. Okay, now we're out the front. Here's me grass cutting lawnmower. This is the one I got for free. I've been doing people's lawns with it. Been cashing in a lot of money. There's me pulp brush cutter that I explained in the last video. That one, the bump head on it is missing the spring. It flew apart when I was doing a person's lawn, and it just went. So now I've got to fix that. But apart from that, it runs. And also picked up the same brush cutter for about 20 bucks. The bloke's already spent about $50 on the cutting head, So I reckon I've got myself a good deal. Apparently he says it runs, so we'll see what happens. I might even pull that head off and stick it on this one, but we'll see what happens. Alright, now for a couple more toys. You guys have never seen this John Deere pull behind cart. That one was actually, I bought it at Deniliquin Ute Muster and used it to pull all the empty cans so I could throw them in my ute and bring them home and crush them. Also we've got a massive rope start Kawasaki, and we've also got a Honda homemade air compressor. So there's the air tank there, and there's the compressor in the back. So I'm actually going to fix this one up because I bought it for about 150 bucks this year. Needs a bit of maintenance, and I have been told that it does go, so we'll find out about this in 2014. So that's a wait to come, and a wait to come. Also got a 11 horsepower Briggs & Stratton cowling with the electric start cover. Also got that for nothing off me mate. And there's all the cans that come from the settlement, because I'm allowed to keep them. Now, that little engine there, which is a BSA, that one I bought, you know, just for parts. Go around here. That's another BSA that I bought for parts. And this one's a 19... what was it? A 1982 11 horsepower rope start Briggs & Stratton. And runs really well. Oh, sorry, 16 horse. So it's the biggest horizontal shaft I ever have now. And apparently that runs, but we'll fire this one up in 2014 and see how she runs. I've also went and, because I got a because I do scrap metal now, I've been doing it for a while. I got 2 stoves and a microwave for nothing. Also, when the new year happens and the scrapyard opens again, I'll be able to cash them in for cash. And also, I'd like to say a really big thank you to the person who found this for me. It was Jono down the road there, him and his old man. Thank you so much for this, it means a lot. So what I've actually got to do here, this is a little forge. It's got a blower in the back here, that's C solid, it's got a little pulley. And I've got the motor over there, over by me, by the front door. Just sits here and pivots. And the belt gets tight when the motor pivots down and drives the blower. So I've got a few things to do to it. I've got to clean it all up. It's just a cast iron pot that someone's made. 2 little lugs, and that just sits on there like that. Sits in there. I've got to weld the legs together, so I weld them in here and in there. So that'll be an interesting vid for 2014. So that's one that I've, that's already been built. So that'll be good. Also, now out of this drum that I've got here, this drum, what I'm going to do, I'm planning to, is cut the bottom out of this end and cut the top off this end. About 4 or 6 inches. And I'm going to make 2 forges. One I'm going to be making for a friend because his girlfriend sold all his, because he was a blacksmith, she sold all his tools, put his anvil in for scrap, so I'm going to try and help him as best I can, and I'm going to give him a surprise after the new year, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, no, that's what's been updated. And also another one, I bought the girlfriend a Christmas present this year. I bought my girlfriend a present, and here it is. It's an old quad. It's a Suzuki 230 horizontal shaft, and yeah, sure, it's a bit on disrepair. It looks absolutely stuffed, but it's not really. Oh, someone just cut the back carrier off. Some idiot did that, so I got to build one there. I got to get a seat for it. The carby's down there. It does have compression, so that's the first thing. Next thing I've got to check for is spark, and then we can see if we can actually get this thing going. But the tranny does work in the back end, so that's good. There's the fuel tank. So I've got a few projects on the go. So, to all my loyal subscribers, sorry I've been such a long hiatus. I've just been so busy with work and a few other things. But I'll get back into it as soon as the new year starts again. And we'll get some of this stuff going, fixed and running. And also to my new subscribers, g'day, I'm Nick. Just look at my channel if you need to know what I do. Or if you ever want to ask any questions, just inbox me. Or if you'd like to see something that you've seen in the vid or seen around my yard, I'll be happy to give you some details on it. Alright guys, so this is from Victor826 signing out. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, we'll see you in 2014. Alright guys.